Hi my love, so welcome back to my channel. So today's video is going to be a little bit different. I got some requests to do a Q&A, but instead I decided to just tell you guys and talk to you guys about myself. I saw Raven at least do a video like this, and I thought this was a good idea to help you guys get to know me a little bit better. I know about my life because you guys see me in my vlogs and stuff, and you guys ask questions like where's Sophia's dad, blah blah blah, which I don't know why anybody cares about him. No, I'm kidding. I know it's just naturally to be curious, you know what I'm saying, about something that, is obvious, the elephant in the room. So I'm just going to give a little background about myself, and I might seem a little bit cold or like, it's just, this is my life. So it's not that I'm like detached. I am a Scorpio, so, I can be a little bit cold sometimes, but I just don't really have too much emotions to certain things anymore because it doesn't need to have any emotions, if you know what I mean. It's just like it's over and done or whatever, let it go, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, before we get in the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up, girl, because I already know you're gonna like it. And yeah, let's go ahead and get started. Alright, so originally I am from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. I grew up there, lived there all my life, and then I moved to Maryland when I was a teenager, probably when I was like 15, 16, and that's where I currently live now. So growing up in New York, it was just, everyday life. We lived in the hood, child. We lived in the hood. Well, it was like the hood, but we never knew that as kids because we never wanted for nothing. You know what I'm saying? I always had food on my table, always had clothes. Yeah, I may didn't have the newest Jordans that came out or the nicest clothes, but I was clean, I ate, and I went to school. You know what I'm saying? I never not had a Christmas growing up, so life was always good for me as a kid. I grew up around all of my family, well, my mom's side of my family. My cousins, everything. It was a lot of us at the time when we was younger. It was like 23 of us, so we was always together, always having fun. So, that's how I grew from there. And then moved to Maryland. My mom got a job, so she decided to pick us up and move to Maryland. During that time was a really scary and depressing part for me because not only was I moving away from everything I knew, but I don't know, I wasn't confident about myself. I wasn't confident about anything in life that had to pertain to me itself. So, now I had to make a whole new life, and I wasn't by my family. It was just me, my mom, my siblings, and my aunt and my other cousins. So, it wasn't like it was before, you know what I'm saying? Like everybody was together, we was always doing stuff, and it was different. So I kind of went through a low. I'm not gonna say I was depressed because I don't know if I was. It was just a tough time, you know what I mean? Things got really tough for me. It was hard for me to adjust. I'm not a people person at all. I don't like people, really. I don't like being in large crowds. I don't like talking to people I don't know. Like, my thing is, if I don't know you, what's the whole point of me talking to you for a long time? You know what I'm saying? If I don't have no interest in getting to know you or becoming your friend, like, what is the point? Like, that's why to this day I have no friends, to be honest, and I'm gonna get into that. But after a while, it got a little better. I did make friends. Things got easier. I started high school, made some friends there that I thought were gonna, we graduated together. High school was pretty chill for me. I never had really any issues. I did have issues with the people that were my friends, but we kind of got back together. I graduated high school. I didn't have any issues. I never was a date in high school. Like, I never had a boyfriend. Well, I talked to people, but I never had a boyfriend, you know what I'm saying? I'm a late bloomer. That's what I mean. Like, I don't with nobody. I stick to myself. I stay in my own lane. I don't bother nobody. You don't bother me, and there won't be a problem. That's how I was. That's how I am still to this day. So yeah, pretty boring my life. Graduated high school with my friends, and I'm no longer friends with those people. I no longer am friends with anybody, but that's fine for me. I'm a loner. It doesn't bother me, and it kind of bothers me that it bothers other people that I don't have friends, that I don't like to go out. I'm not a drinker. I don't smoke. I don't party. I'm a homebody. I like to be home. I like to be by myself where it's safe. I don't need to be out with the crazy people, with the killers, the murderers. I don't need that. You know what I mean? So those people are no longer my friends, because I think it was after I had my baby. I'm gonna get into, you know, before my baby, but after I had my baby, things kind of changed with those people. Like, you know, everybody's moving on, of course, but it seemed like they were keeping in contact with each other more than they were keeping in contact with me, and I didn't understand why. So, you know, I would call them and be like, hey, you know, let's go out, let's do this, let's do that. Yeah, I know I'm not gonna stay out till 3 in the morning. No, because I have a kid. But if we want to go to the movies or go out to eat, I have no problem. My parents will watch my baby. It's not that big of a deal. But it seemed like they were going out and nobody was inviting me anywhere, and it would just be simple dinners. And I would call them up like, why y'all invite me, blah blah blah. They'd be like, oh, you wouldn't want to go anyway, it was boring, blah blah blah. So what, bitch? How you not know I didn't want to go? You know what I'm saying? So after a while, that shit started to, you know, get to me. You would call people, nobody would pick up their phones, so I blocked everybody, and I don't need to talk to anyone. You know what I'm saying? I value friendship, and I feel like if we were really friends, things wouldn't went like that. You know what I'm saying? It may be different from them. I don't know. I really don't care at this point. It's been such a long time. You know, you don't need to be friends with people who really don't value you as a friend, so that's all good. But anyway, graduated high school, and I started going to college. I studied accounting in school. I didn't finish because I realized that school really wasn't for me anymore. I don't know, I just got really bored and really tired of school. It really just wasn't my thing anymore. I kind of grew out of it. I still eventually want to go back to school for accounting and finance and things of that nature, because that's what really interests me, but not at this point. My mind is on such a different path now. I know eventually going back will probably benefit me in a certain way that I can take care of my kid, but who knows, the things that God has planned for me now is not going to benefit, you know, me to take care of my kid. She's good now, so you know what I mean? Not everybody has to go to school, so I don't feel bad for not finishing school. After that, I started working, and that is where I met Sophia's father. So we started off as really good friends and like flirting and things like that, but you know, he had I would say a troubled past, but you know, he was supposedly gonna come out of that, and he wanted to do better and be better for himself. So you know, I went along with it. I didn't want to judge someone off of things in their past, because we really clicked, and I never let people into my life. I never let people into my head. So you know, getting to know him, you know, really opened my eyes to say, well, maybe you should let people in. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should talk to people more. So I did, and you know, that's how we became my idol. I told you I didn't, you know, I didn't judge him for things that he had done in his past or things like that. So, you know, I kind of, you know, looked behind that, and I said, you know, he's a good guy, he's a good person, and, you know, we fell in love. It was like super fast, super quick. We fell in love. I got my own place, and I started working a good job after I worked retail. I worked at Forever 21. So after that, I actually got a job working for the government, like a government contractor job. So, you know, at the time, you like 20, you like, damn, I'm good. Look at these checks coming in, you know. So I moved out. I got my own place. I was feeling good. He came and stayed with me after a while, and I got pregnant. So it wasn't a big deal for me at first, but, you know, to be honest, I never wanted kids. I don't like kids at all. I don't like other people's kids. I just don't like kids at the time. I mean, I still don't. I only like my kid, but I just don't. I never wanted kids. I always wanted to be like the successful girl, living in a high-rise apartment building, going to work. You know what I'm saying? That's what I wanted. But when I got with him, for some reason, I just you know, I thought it was right because he had always asked me, we should have a kid, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, hell no, you got me effed all the way up, But I gave in, and I was like, maybe I should. I don't want to be in my 40s, like, oh, you should have kids, blah, blah, blah. So we had a baby, which is little Sophia. And during my pregnancy wasn't good at all. It was terrible. You know how you just supposed to have that certain person, your partner, there for you. You know how you guys plan for these things together. When the baby comes, before the baby comes, get in the nursery together, going shopping for the baby, just talking, being excited about the baby. It was none of that. It was like, this is what you wanted. You know what I'm saying? I gave you what you wanted, and now you acting like you don't want it. So it really bothered me, but I didn't think things were gonna go the way it went. So fast forward to having Sophia. In the hospital, my family was there. His family came a little bit afterwards, but being in the hospital was really a time where I really saw that this wasn't gonna work, because they try to, your partner try to take the burden off of you, because you just had this baby that you pushed out your goddamn vagina. It's like, bruh, can I get some sleep? Yes, I'm nursing, but can you just, hold a baby for me so I can at least get another 20 minutes? In, you know what I mean? But it was none of that. It was really terrible. And he tried to make it seem like when his family was around, my family was around, that he was this good guy and he was doing all of these things. And he tried to make it seem like to his family that I didn't want to be around them, or I didn't want to stay with them or go home with them. See, in my family, it's a tradition that when the women have babies, we go back home to our mother's house. So my mother, when she had all three of us, she went home with my grandmother, and that's what my mom was expecting, for me to go home. But I was like, I wanted to go back to my place so me and him can do it together. But he made me feel bad because I didn't want to go back to his mother's house. Now, honestly, I just came home from the hospital. Yes, his family is nice. They're very sweet. I love them, but I don't know them like that to be comfortable after coming home to going with them. If I'm not going to my mother's house, I'm going home. And that was really terrible, because I felt bad. I felt like I was doing something wrong because I didn't want to go back to his mother's house, But then when we got home from the hospital, he left. He took a shower and he left. Like, who the leaves after just coming home from the hospital from having a child? You know what I'm saying? So that whole experience in itself, like being pregnant and right after having my baby, was like, this is not the situation that I want to be in. But I fought to be with him because I didn't want to be by myself. I was absolutely terrified at the time of being by myself. I don't know, I'm gonna cry. See, sometimes you think you are over things, and when you talk about them, it kind of just brings things back, that you don't want to think about. So coming home from the hospital and all of that kind of really put things into perspective for me. And see, that was the thing we talked about when I was pregnant, was that if we wasn't going to do this together, we wasn't going to have a baby at all. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to wind up being a single mom, or I didn't want to wind up her not having her dad. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not the girl that be like, oh, you can't see your daughter, blah, 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 because a lot of stuff went down with him and I that were like that was terrible. And some things that were very disrespectful towards me that kind of came out of nowhere. It was almost like, sorry y'all, my camera died. But back to what I was saying, it was like things done to me that were very disrespectful, like really, really disrespectful. And it was almost like, bro, what did I do to you? Like, why are you treating me this way? Like, what did I do? You know what I'm saying? And I know I didn't do anything. And I had to look at myself and be like, girl, you are strong. And you do not need this person to validate you. You can go ahead and you can do this. Your mom did it. Like, you don't need nobody to, help you be a mother or help you raise your baby. You don't need that. So my lease was up at the end of the year, and he was already kicked out of my house by then because things had gotten like way out of control with just him and the way he wanted to live his life, and I did not want to risk something happening with my baby, like as far as you know, me trying getting my baby taken away from me because of the stupidity of this fool, you know what I mean? So I knew that I had to, you know, end that. So he was already out of my house. Everybody knew what was going on as far as my family and his family, and when my lease was up, I was out. Now, you know, being in love with somebody like that, you do go back, you know, to certain things, and I had to realize, like, bro, I can't keep doing this because I don't want to keep falling in this pattern. I don't want to keep falling in this pattern with this person that is just gonna bring me down because they have nothing. I don't know what he has going for himself. I don't know what he wants in his life anymore, and that's not for me to figure out no more. My job is to be a mother, and I can't worry about that issue no longer. That is not a part of my life, you know what I'm saying? I tried to be friends with him. You guys saw we did a video together of him doing my makeup, and it was cool because I thought he was getting on the right track and doing well for himself, but things just kind of went downhill with him again, and I can't let myself get involved in that. I have to worry about Sophia. I have to worry about being a mother, and it's sad because I wish she had her dad in her life like she needs him to be, you know what I'm saying? And he's not there for her like she needs, you know what I'm saying? But I don't deny, anytime he wants to see her, he knows he can come see her, but does he? That's another question, you know what I'm saying? I don't ask him for nothing financially. He's not on child support or none of that. So, you know, as of now, I am good. I don't date, y'all. I don't date. I don't know. I'm scared of people. I don't trust people a lot. I'm very big on loyalty and trust. Again, I'm a Scorpio, and I'm very true to being a Scorpio. I don't trust people. So I don't want nobody in my life that's around my daughter, especially because people are crazy and people can trick you to make you believe that they are something that they aren't, you know, hence my first interaction with somebody, and I will never forgive myself if something happened to my daughter. You know, I just couldn't live with myself if something like that happened. So I am by myself, and I like being by myself, honestly. I don't have to deal with nobody's drama. I can chill, I could do whatever I want, and my life is good. I live with my family now, if you guys don't know that, but I think you already do because from my vlogs, I live with my mom. And life is good, you know. I don't want for nothing. I don't worry about nothing. My baby is good. She's healthy. She's beautiful. Life is good. So although I am a single mom, things aren't bad. You know, I started up YouTube when I got my apartment, and I tried to be consistent with it in the beginning, but my videos was terrible. Do not go back and look at those videos, girl. But you know, now my YouTube is good. I'm happy with where I am and happy with where I'm growing. It's good. I love doing this. It's super fun. It's like a whole new family on here, and I'm just happy. My life is good. Like I said, my baby is healthy and she's beautiful, and I love being a mom now. Now, you know what I'm saying? I don't mind. I won't have another one. I'll tell you that. I ain't having no more kids. But things are good besides that. You know what I mean? Like I said, me and my girl, we are moving, me and Sophia, so I'm excited about that. God has blessed me so much to come up, to have good things happen in my life, and I knew that, you know, everything happens on his time, and I just had to be patient. So, you know, even though things didn't work out with Sophia's dad, you know, life still goes on, you know what I'm saying, for everybody. I'm not going to be stuck worrying about things that have nothing to do with me, so yeah, life is good. So yeah, guys, that is it for this video. I really hope I got out, you know, some things that you guys maybe wanted to know about me. I hope I wasn't all over the place as well, because sometimes I can tend to ramble and just jump. But if you have any more questions, leave them down below, and I probably will answer them in a second video, or if not, just answer the question in the comments. So yeah, give this video a big thumbs up. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already, and I will see you all in my next video very soon. Bye.